Look, I get it. Paywalls aren't popular, but they are cropping up in new ways and in new places, including potentially your favorite music app. Now, Spotify makes a lot more money from paying subscribers than from free users. And unsurprisingly, that means that the music giant wants folks to move from its free service to becoming regular paying subscribers. And one way that it gets people to convert to actually paying is by offering an ad-free experience to those who do file a credit card with the company. But let's say Spotify wants more people to pay sooner. Well, it has two options then. It can increase friction in the free experience, or it can make the paid version better. Or, as we saw this week, it can do both at the very same time, thanks to Spotify's choice to put lyrics behind its paywall. Now, this change only became clear after users began to complain over on Reddit, and Spotify has been a little bit coy whether or not they're testing this change or if it will be a new feature. The company told TechCrunch simply that, quote, Spotify's features can vary over time between markets and across devices. Now, the response indicates the change to lyrics may be more than just a test, but that Spotify isn't yet prepared to make an official announcement about which markets it will come to. Still, I'm just going to say this. It does appear that the direction here is clear. Now, you might be super annoyed by Spotify moving a small but very useful feature behind its own paywall. After all, who doesn't like to get stuff for free? In the specific case with lyrics, however, there's the added annoyance that lyrics are already available online. So what Spotify is trying to charge for seems a little bit odd because it's already only a click away and free. But you have to understand the situation that Spotify is in. So let me ask a question. Spotify offers up access to digital music, largely the same catalog as other music services. So the company has to stand out in other ways, so what should it do? Well, the answer to that question is partially why Spotify got so into podcasts the other year, or recently why they've moved into audiobooks, trying to diversify and stand out. This is the same reason why Spotify's yearly personalized user listening roundup is a really big deal. It's a perk that you get for choosing Spotify over a rival streaming service. But all those things might help you pick Spotify over a rival, but they may also not be enough to actually make you pay. And that means for Spotify that growth can be harder to come by than you might expect. The fact that Spotify offers mostly the same music as other services also means that it's harder to drive higher prices. Doubly so when arch-rival Apple Music is just one small piece of the larger and super wealthy Apple Corporation. Why does that matter? Well, if Spotify raises its prices to drive growth, Apple might not follow suit. And then Spotify would see its own paid users flee over to Apple's cheaper and similar service. So what can it do? Well, it can try to get free users to pay up sooner and more frequently, right? Enter restrictions on lyrics to the service. It's a small move, but one that I think says a lot about Spotify and its rivals and the state of smaller tech companies like Spotify and how they compete or try to with the larger tech companies out there that operate in a host of markets instead of just one. More tomorrow.